Today, I would like to talk about what people don't know about Jiri Prochazka and why I believe him to be future superstar and UFC light heavyweight champion. So who is Jiri Prochazka? Jiri is a 29-year-old male mixed martial artist who was born and raised in the Czech Republic. Jiri began his MMA career fighting in an organization called the Gladiator Fighting Championship. After 17 professional bouts, Jiri was victorious in 15 of them, with 13 of those wins coming from way of knockout and 2 via submission. An outstanding start to his career. From here, Jiri moved on to fight in Japan's premier mixed martial arts promotion, Rising Fighting Federation. Rising is believed by many to be the modern-day Pride, a promotion in the early 2000s that many old MMA fighters got their start. Welcome back to the Octopus Films MMA. I greatly appreciate your time. Now sit back and make yourself at home. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel and stay up to date on future content. Rising is fought inside of a ring rather than a cage, and it has some different rule sets. For example, soccer kicks to a ground opponent are legal to the face, along with knees to the head to a ground opponent. The first round in the Rising Federation is a 10-minute round. After switching to the Rising promotion, Jiri was able to finish every single one of his opponents inside of the Rising ring, besides one man by the name of King Mo. Jiri would be knocked out for the first time in his mixed martial arts career when he faced legend King Mo in his third Rising bout. After this loss, Jiri would go on a 7-fight winning streak, 6 of them by way of knockout. After this 7-fight win streak, Jiri would find himself in a rematch with the legend King Mo. In the rematch, they would be fighting for the Rising Light Heavyweight Championship. It was a great fight, but in the end, Jiri would be victorious, knocking out the legend King Mo in the third round and claiming the Rising glory and the light heavyweight belt. Jiri became a superstar in Japan and one of Rising's top fighters. Although this was not the UFC belt, many people forget that there are some of the best fighters in the world in other organizations around the planet. The best example of this that we have seen recently would be the lightweight MMA fighter, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler was a Bellator lightweight champion and had made his long-awaited debut into the UFC. Before entering into the UFC, many people thought that Michael Chandler would not be able to hang with the top guys in the UFC. After a few fights, we can all now see that Michael Chandler is at the top of the division and one of the best lightweights on the planet. I believe that Jiri was fighting some of the best lightweights in the world when he was at Rising. Although they don't have the same exposure that the UFC does, I still believe that Jiri is one of the top lightweights on the planet. During Jiri's time in the Rising promotion, the UFC president Dana White had been watching Jiri closely from a distance. The UFC had offered Jiri a UFC contract and Jiri turned it down astonishingly.
At one point in his life, he was offered a UFC contract. He said no. He actually said no.
I would have to think that there are not many people in this lifetime who would get offered a UFC promotion and turn it down. The UFC being the top stage on planet Earth, who in their right mind would turn that down? Jiri stated that he was not quite ready, and when he made his debut into the octagon, he wanted to be sure that he could reign as the champion and show the world that he was something special. Currently, Jiri holds a professional MMA record of 28 wins with only 3 losses, with 25 of those wins coming from way of knockout. An incredible record for a professional MMA fighter. But it's not just Jiri's record that's impressive. What makes Jiri unique is the way he trains and lives his life. He has stated many times that he tries to live his life like a true modern samurai. Jiri bases his lifestyle around the novel The Book of Five Rings, a book written by Miyamoto Musashi, a Japanese author. Jiri has stated that this book has truly changed his life, and he believes that he is a born samurai of the modern age, and you can definitely see it through his training and the way that he fights. For example, here is a video of Jiri preparing for his upcoming UFC title fight with Glover Teixeira. Jiri will strike the tree 500 times per day to condition his body, something I have never seen any other fighter do before. This is truly a unique training method. The way he fights in the cage is extremely hard to prepare for, as he has no game plan or patterns to follow. Not many people believe Jiri to be an elite level fighter due to only having 2 UFC bouts, but those of us who have been following Jiri know differently. In his first fight in the UFC, he absolutely decimated Volkan Ozdemir, an elite level UFC veteran. After defeating Volkan, he moves on to face Dominic Reyes, the only man to nearly dethrone the legend John Bones from his throne. Jiri was able to knock out Dominic Reyes with a spinning elbow, leaving Dominic out cold on the canvas. Nobody else before had knocked out Dominic Reyes, and this was truly an impressive performance. Many people believe these 2 fights in the UFC to be lucky finishes, but again, those of us who have been following the samurai's career, we have been expecting and waiting for this for a while now. This man is truly something special, and now, Jiri is set to face Glover Teixeira for the light heavyweight UFC championship on June 11th, 2022.
I should probably get used to saying the name Jiri Prochazka, because I feel like this guy is going to be a huge problem.
In my opinion, I do not think that Glover at his age will be able to handle what the Czech samurai will be bringing to the octagon.
Jiri only has bad intentions. There's heat on everything.
This guy is an unusual force in the cage. He has no style, he has no game plan, he has no strategy. He just goes into the octagon and flows.
It's about to be a new era, and people will know soon enough.
Prochazka. Remember that name, Prochazka. I'll remind you.
Jiri is on his way to becoming a global superstar. Incredibly, Jiri has his own YouTube channel where it currently only has 34,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing in itself. After June 11th, a new era will begin. the era of the Samurai.